Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to change out your battery on a Honda Element. Of course you're going to need your new battery that you're going to swap out with your old one. We're going to need a flathead screwdriver and a ratchet with a deep 10mm socket. And I'll put links in the description below for everything you need to do the job. So what we're going to do is you're going to start out by opening your hood. And then take your 10mm deep well socket, and we're going to remove the negative terminal first. It's the one without the red, so this is positive, this is negative. Negative has wires that go straight to the chassis right here, so we're going to remove this one first. And we don't need to take this nut completely off. We just want to get it where it's just loose, and then you might just have to wiggle it a little bit to get it off. Wiggle it and pull up on it, and just take that, and we're just going to try to tuck it kind of as far back out of the way as we can get. And then next we are going to remove the positive terminal, again the one with the red cap. And same thing, we don't need to take the nut all the way off, just get it loose and wiggle it, and then pull up on it and kind of tuck that behind the battery there. And next we're going to pop this clip off right here, and that's all the flathead is for. You can also use like a pry bar or whatever you have. I just figured flathead's probably what most people have laying around. To pry up on it, you can just kind of stick it underneath the tab, and then we're gonna pry against the back here and kind of just push up on this clip just to get that off. And then again, just tuck that behind the battery. And next we're going to loosen. These are 10mm nuts here on the front and back. This bracket holds the battery down, and that's what you need the deep for. Shallow won't fit over the bolt portion that's sticking out through the nut. And if by chance this is just a little bit too long and you're having a hard time getting on the nut, you can cheat it a little bit by just taking the socket and kind of pulling it out a little bit from the ratchet, just to gain a little bit extra, just to start it. And then once it gets going, you can put it back all the way on. But in this case, we're fine. It's turning the nut. And again, we don't have to take this all the way off. We're just kind of loosening both sides here. And I'll show you how this bracket here is held on. And as you can see, so as we are loosening this nut right here, it loosens this tie down, and it just there we go. You can see where it just goes in and loops in underneath that hole right there in the tray. So that's what holds it. Let me see if I can get it focused. There we go. So that's what gets it to stay in place. Is it just sticks in that hole right there, and when you tighten it, it'll pull the battery down to the tray. And then we got the same thing going on here in the back. So once you get this front bracket out, you can kind of lean the battery forward towards the front, and then just pull that one out. And then I just like to take it and set it to the side and kind of set it in the same way it came off. That way everything's just oriented right when you go to put it back on. And same with this cover here. It's just a cover that goes around the battery. Just pull directly up on it and set it to the side. Same thing, just kind of set it in the same way it came off. That way you just grab it and put it on. Alright, and now the battery is ready to come out. Just take both hands, and we're going to grab a hold of the top and just pick directly up on it. And then in the process of taking the battery out, it's easy to kind of get this tray loose and out of alignment. And we just need to make sure these two holes, or these two tabs rather, line up with those two holes. And make sure it's seated before we put the new battery in. And then take your new battery, and same thing, grab a hold of the top, and just set it down into the hole. Make sure the positive terminal is on the, I guess your left, closest to the motor, you know, closest to the positive terminal here, and the negatives over here. And we're going to remove this covering here. And then this isn't 100% necessary, but in my case, my terminal is really corroded. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to take my terminal cleaner and just clean it up a little bit, get some of that corrosion off. Alright, now we're going to take the cover and just take the cover and we're going to slide it back over the battery. And it might want to catch here on the positive terminal here. So just kind of pull this back as you put this cover over. And then you want to slide that down until the top fits snugly onto the battery. And then go ahead and grab your tie down, and we're going to place it over top of the battery and come around to the back here. And again, you might have to kind of tip the battery forward a little bit to make space. Alright, so we got through the hole right there, and then kind of shift your battery back into place, make sure it's seated properly, and then come around to the front here and work that one through the hole right there. And then now we're going to tighten down this front strap, and while you're starting to tighten it down, you're going to want to use one hand to kind of secure the strap to make sure it stays in the hole while you're tightening it down. And then with the other hand, we're going to want to tighten down the nut. Down both sides. Alright, and we got no wiggle. Well, there's a little bit. I'll tighten down a little more. We just want to check it, move it around a little bit, make sure there's no play in the battery or the tie down. And now we are good to go ahead and start putting the terminals back on. So we're going to start with the positive. Push it all the way down before you start tightening. Check it for wiggle. Now we're going to take this clip here and just push it back onto the bolt here. And then we're going to take our negative terminal. And it's pretty clean, so I'm not going to worry about cleaning that off. And we're going to go ahead and push it on. Again, push it all the way down. And tighten it down. and check, make sure you got it snug. And it looks good. And that's it, guys. That's how you change out your battery on a Honda Element. Thanks for watching.